Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture number 9 of this unit Finite Element and Method. So this is Mr. Suyog Patil, Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sharad Institute of Technology College of Engineering, Edrao, Ichalkarji. Today we are going to see one numerical based on this truss element. Okay, in the previous lecture we have seen the development of this elemental equations for this truss. Okay, and so here now we will see the numerical. So this is the first numerical. So consider the 4-bar truss shown in figure. Okay, it is given that capital E, that is Young's modulus of the material of this truss element, is given, which is equals to 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. Okay, and area of the element AE is equals to 100 mm square for all the elements. Okay, that means for all these elements 1, 2, 3, and 4, all the elements, the area is same. AE is equals to 100 mm square. Okay, then determine the elemental stiffness matrix for each element. Okay, then assemble the elemental stiffness matrix K for the entire truss. Then third, using the elimination approach, solve the nodal displacement, find out the nodal displacement at each node, and calculate the stresses in the each elements. Okay, stresses in the each element, and finally calculate the reaction supports or reaction forces and this fixed joints. Okay, so therefore this is the given things. Okay, and this figure is this truss figure is given here. Okay, so therefore first of all what we will do, we will give the numbering to these elements. Okay, so we will consider this is the first element, this is the second element, this is the third element. Okay, and this is the fourth and final element, fourth element. Okay, so this is the point number 1, node number 1, node number 2, node number 3, and this is the node number 4. Okay, then dimensions of this bar are given here. Okay, so that means this element 1, length of the element 1 is 40 mm, it is given here. Okay, this distance is 40 mm. Then length of the second element, this distance is also given here, it is 30 mm. Okay, okay, and again at the same time the forces acting on the truss are also given here. So therefore this 25,000 Newton force at this node 3, it is in the downward direction, it is given. Okay, then also this 20,000 force which is towards the right side, here 20,000 force is given towards right side at this node number 2. Okay, so here roller support is given, and these are the two fixed supports are given. Okay, so first of all what we will do, we will identify the x and y coordinates of these nodes. Okay, so these are the 1, 2, 3, and 4 node numbers and x and y coordinates. So therefore the first node is at the origin. Okay, so therefore x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is again 0. Okay, then for the second node, okay, x coordinate is increased by 40 mm here. Okay, so x is equals to 40 and y is equals to 0 here. Okay, so therefore x is equals to 40, y is equals to 0. Similarly for the third node, okay, x is equals to this 40 mm and y is equals to is 30 mm. Okay, so x is equals to 40, y is equals to 30. And for the fourth node, x is equals to 0. Okay, because it is on the origin, and y is equals to 30. Okay, so therefore 0 and 30 is there. Okay, now next step is to calculate the element connectivity data. Okay, so therefore first of all we have to prepare this elemental connectivity data, and we have to calculate this direction cosines L and M. Okay, so therefore, so we will give the numbering to these elements 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the element. Okay, first column is element 1, 2, 3, 4. Second, initial node and final node of this element. Okay, so therefore for this first element, initial node is 1 and final node is second. Okay, so therefore initial node is 1, final node is 2, second. Okay, Then this second element, okay, for this second element initial node is 2, final node is 3. Okay, initial node is 2, final node is 3. Then again for the third element, this third element initial node is 3 and final node is 1. Okay, so 3 and 1 is there here. And similarly for fourth it is 3 and 4, 3 and 4 initial and final nodes. Okay, as we have already calculated this length of this element, or again we can calculate this length of the element by using this formula. Okay, so le is equals to x final minus x initial whole square plus y final minus y initial whole square, or again we can say x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay, by using this formula again we can calculate the length of the elements. Okay, so therefore for first element length of the element is it is directly given 40 mm. For second element again it length is given directly here 40 mm. For again fourth element this length is directly given, it is 40 mm. Okay, now for this third element, okay, for the third element it is inclined element, so therefore we have to calculate the length of the element, okay, by using this formula. So therefore in this third case this x2 is equals to, here x1 x2 values are already known, x2 is equals to 40 and y x1 is equals to 0, so therefore 40 minus 0, 40 minus 0 whole square plus y2 is equals to this 30 and y1 is equals to 0, so 30 minus 0 whole square, so 40 square plus 30 square. By using this formula when we calculate the length of this third element, so it will come 50 mm. Okay, length of the third element. Then this direction cosines L and M. Okay, so therefore this direction cosines values L is equals to x final minus x initial divided by length of the element, and M is equals to y final minus y initial divided by LE, length of the element. Okay, by using these formulas we can calculate this L and M. So first of one we will see here for the element number 1. Okay, for the first element here, okay, x final minus x initial, x final is 40 and x initial is 0. Okay, so therefore 40 minus 0 divided by length of the element is 40. Okay, so therefore this L is equals to 1 here, and M is equals to y2 minus y1 divided by LE, or y final minus y initial divided by LE. So therefore y final is 0 and y initial is also 0 for this first element. Okay, so therefore 0 minus 0 divided by length of the element 40, so M is equals to, finally it is 0. Okay, in the same way we can calculate this direction quotients for L and M for the second element, third element and fourth element. Okay, so for the second element direction cosine values L and M are 0 and 1. For the third element it is 0 minus 0.8 and 0.6. Okay, similarly for the fourth element L is equals to minus 1 and M is equals to 0. Okay, after calculating these direction cosines values, okay, next step is elemental stiffness matrix. Okay, so therefore in this elemental stiffness matrix for the truss element, so this equation is given, Ke elemental stiffness Ke is equals to Ae Ae capital divided by L into in bracket this L square ml minus L square minus ml ml m square minus ml minus m square. Okay, minus L square minus ml L square ml, then minus ml minus m square ml m square. Okay, so this is the equation which is already we seen in the previous lecture. Okay, so this is the Ke stiffness matrix for element. So again we will calculate the stiffness matrix for all the elements. Okay, so therefore for the first element, element number 1, K1 is equals to A1 E1 divided by L1 into this matrix. Okay, so therefore area of the element is 100 mm square. Area of the all the element is given, it is constant 100. E1 is also Young's modulus of the all the material of the all the elements is same again, 2 into 10 raised to 5 divided by length of the first element L1 is 40 mm. Okay, so in this bracket, so here L square ml. Okay, so therefore for the first element L is equals to 1 and M is equals to 0. Okay, so by putting these L and M values here in this matrix, so this matrix is prepared. Okay, Then after simplifying this 100 into 2 into 10 raised to 5 divided by 40, so, okay, so this it is modified. So this k1 is equals to 10 raised to 5 into in bracket this 50 minus 50 0000 minus 5050 then 0000. Okay, so this is the elemental matrix for element 1. Okay, then similarly stiffness matrix k for second element k2 is equals to again a2 e2 divided by l2 into in bracket this. Okay, so therefore by putting all these values and after simplifying this, so that we will get this k2 matrix here 10 raised to 5 into 6.66 0 minus 6.66 0 minus 6.66 0 and 6.66. Okay, so this is the k2 matrix. Then again for similarly k3 and k4. Okay, so then for k3 is equals to a3 e3 divided by l3, and by putting all these values of l and m in this elemental stiffness matrix, so that we will get this. Finally after simplifying this we got this k3, and similarly for k4 as well as. Okay, but here we should take care of that. So here this k3 or k3 means this is the for third element. Okay, and for third element, so initial displacements are q5 and q6 and then q1 and q2. Okay, so therefore this order should be 5 6 and then 1 and 2. Okay, 5 6 1 and 2. And for the fourth element k4, again it is q5 q6 q7 and q8. Okay, therefore 5 6 7 8 5 6 7 8. Okay, this care we should take here. Then after calculating all these elemental equations, so we have to calculate the global stiffness matrix. Okay, so the global stiffness matrix k is equals to k1 plus k2 plus k3 plus k4. Okay, so by adding all these elemental values here, okay, so we can calculate k is equals to, so therefore k is equals to this 10 raised to 5 into in this bracket this matrix. Okay, again while preparing this global stiffness matrix, okay, so we should take care that, so this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and here it is also 1 2 3 4 7 6 and 8. Okay, so we should take care that, so these values we should add properly. Okay, 5 and 5 5 6 6 6. Okay, so all these values we should add prop properly from the previous stiffness matrices, and finally we will get this global stiffness matrix k. Okay, then next global displacement vector. Okay, so global displacement vector q is equals to q1 q2 q3 q4 q5 q6 q7 q8 transpose. Okay, so this q matrix transpose of this q matrix. Then global force vector. Okay, so global force vector capital F is equals to small f1 f2 f3 f4 up like up to f8, which is equals to, so forces acting on this node. Okay, on the first second, so for on the first it is 0, so 0 0. On the third it is 20,000 in the x direction, in the y direction it is 0, so 20,000 0. X5 it is 0, x6 is minus 25,000. Okay, f7 0, f8 is again 0. Okay, so by putting all these force values here in this matrix, okay, we will get this global force vector matrix. Then after that, equilibrium equation for the entire truss. Okay, after calculating all these elemental equations, stiffness matrix, then displacement matrix, and this force matrix, so equilibrium equation for the entire truss is k into q is equals to f. Okay, stiffness matrix into displacement matrix is equals to force matrix. Okay, then substituting the values of all these k, q and f we get here. Okay, so here this matrix is k matrix into this q matrix, it is equals to this force matrix f. Okay, so then after this equilibrium condition, apply boundary condition. Okay, applying elimination method of the handling boundary conditions. So therefore from the figure we know this q1 is equals to q2 is equals to 0. Okay, since the node 1 is hinged, okay, at the node 1 hinge support is given, so therefore the displacement at the node 1 is 0. Okay, so therefore q1 and q2 are 0. Then q4 is equals to 0 at the node 2 because their roller support is given. Okay, so roller support is there, so therefore the horizontal displacement should be something, some value is there, will be there, but the vertical displacement will be 0 because this roller support is there. It will not displace in y direction, vertical direction. Then again q7 and q8 is equals to 0. Okay, because this node 4 is again hinged. Okay, fixed support is there at the node 4, so therefore displacement at the nodes 4, that is say q7 and q8 is 0. Okay, so by putting these values here, displacement vector, displacement values. Okay, so after putting these values here in this q1 q displacement vector, so we will get a simplified equation. Okay, so and again by elimination method we will get we will cancel this q1. Okay, because it is 0 and the first row and first column. Okay, then similarly q2 is also 0 here, q2 is equals to 0 again. Okay, so therefore we will cancel this second row and this second column as well as. Okay, then similarly q4 is equals to 0, so therefore we can calculate this fourth row and fourth column. Similarly q7 and q8. Okay, then after eliminating this, so this remaining matrix is prepared here. Okay, so this is remaining matrix, that is k 10 raised to 5 into 5 0 0 0 7.56 1.92 0 1.92 8.1 into this q3 q5 q6 is equals to this 20,000 0 and minus 25,000. Okay, this matrix we got here. So by simplifying this matrix, by solving this matrix, we will get these values of q3 q5 and q6. Okay, so therefore we will write three equations. So the first row and this column is equal to this first value. Okay, so therefore 10 raised to 5 into 5 into q3 plus 0 into q5, it is 0, plus 0 into q6 is again 0. So therefore this 10 raised to 5 into q3 is equals to this 20,000. Okay, so after simplifying this we will get this value of q3. So q3 is equals to 0.04. Okay, 0.04 mm. Then next second equation, 0 into q3 is 0, 7.56 into q5 plus 1.92 into q6 is equals to 0. Okay, so 7.5 into q5 plus 1.96 into q6 is equals to 0. And third equation is 0 into q3 0, 1.92 into q5 plus 8.1 into q6 is equals to minus 25,000. Okay, so therefore this equation, second equation we got. Okay, then after solving these two equations simultaneously, so we will get the value of q5 and q6. Okay, so therefore simplify this equation 1 and 2 and calculate this q5 and q6. Okay, therefore q5 is equal to 0.00834 mm, q6 is equal to minus 0.03284 mm. Okay, so therefore after calculating these displacement values q3 q4 q5 and q6. Okay, so nodal displacement vector for the entire truss is q is equals to 0 0 0.04 0 0.00834 minus 0.03284 0 0 transpose. Okay, this is the q matrix, that is displacement matrix. Okay, after this next it is we have to calculate the stresses in the each element. Okay, so therefore this is the generalized equation for the stress in the element in the truss. Okay, so stress in a element is given by sigma is equals to E divided by L into in bracket this minus L minus M L M into Q2 sorry Q1 Q2 Q3 and Q4. Okay, so by putting the values of L and M for the first element, for the element number 1, for the first element, so E is same 2 into 10 raised to 5 divided by L, length of this element 1 is 40. Okay, and by putting the values of L and M in here, and q1, q2, q3 and q4 displacement values here. Okay, and after simplifying this, okay, after simplifying this equation, we will get this value of sigma 1. So stress in the element 1, sigma 1 is equals to 200 Newton per mm square. Okay. Similarly for the node 2, for the element 2, put the values of this E2 divided by length of this element 2 and all the values of L, M and Q displacement values. Okay, and calculate the sigma 2. So therefore sigma 2 is equals to minus 218.93 Newton per mm square. Okay. Then for the element number 3, okay, sigma 3 is equals to this, again by putting all these values, but care should be taken as q5 and q6 should be here. Okay, then q1 and q2 are 0 here. So by putting all these values and simplifying this, we will get the value of sigma 3 as minus 52.112 Newton per mm square. And for element 4, by putting all the values, we will get the value of sigma 4 as 41.7 Newton per mm square. Okay, so these are the stresses in the element, all the stresses in the element. Okay, now last point, it is support reactions. Okay, so the reaction forces at the supports is given by, so already we seen this reaction R is equals to kq minus f in the 1D bar elements. Okay, the same equation is used here. Okay, so therefore reaction force R1, R2, reactions at the nodes is R1, R2, R3, R5, R5, R6, 7, 8 is equals to this K matrix 10 raised to 5 into this matrix into this Q matrix, that is this, minus this force matrix minus F matrix. Okay, force. Then after simplifying this, so first row then first column minus this, we will get the value of this R1. Okay, similarly for R2 value, R2 is equal to this second row multiply this column minus this value. Similarly R3 is equal to this third row multiply by this minus this 20,000, so that we will get the value of R3. Similarly we can calculate all the values of the reactive supports R1 to R2, R8. Okay, so and the values of this reaction supports are calculated and it is shown in the shown here. Okay, now this is what we solved a numerical on the truss. Okay, thank you so much. Friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please share, comment and like this video. Then subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to get notified for more videos on this CAD/CAM subject. And thanks for watching. Thank you so much.